Hey everybody, how's it going? This here is Stargazer KG, the Stellar Hero VTuber, and tonight we are celebrating Sonic's birthday with an entire week of Sonic streams, starting with Sonic Origins, or at the very least the first half of Sonic Origins. So let me get my windows situated real quick. Let's see, there we go. And I'm glad that people are noticing my new my new intro. It's something that I decided to whip together, considering that I have a 2.0 model on the way. Which, by the way, it will be updated to reflect the 2.0 model once it is debuted. So, how's everybody doing this fine evening? Fade, Blue, Ash, good to see you all. Alright, so let us get started, shall we? We will do us a story mode playthrough, which is basically playing through the entire anthology from Sonic 1 all the way to S3 and K. So, yeah, I know the save date on there, but it's 100%ed, so start new game. It cannot be understated, Tyson Hess knows how to cook when it comes to Sonic cutscenes. Squeaky, squeaky! Almost sounded like my new cat, Kira. She has the squeakiest meow that you've ever heard. Oh no! He's getting away with the enemies! Not a we can help it.
I'm doing my part.
Yes, you are, Sparkster. How's it going? You're just in time for me to start. Let's see. Up we go! Hope I'm not too late on this important holiday. No, nope. If anything, you're right on time. Whee! Up, over, and gone. Yep. Taking a week off of streaming to see my best buddy play my favorite franchise. You didn't have to do that, but I do still appreciate it. I didn't know the Origins collection came with cutscenes. Yeah! And they're made by the same ones who made, by the same people who made the intro animation for Sonic Mania and the accompanying shorts. And the opening cutscene for Sonic Superstars. Yeah, these people know how to cook when it comes to cutscenes. Good news, I got enrolled at my uni class. Woo! So happy to hear that, Ash! There we go. The first emerald is always the easiest one to snag. You know what I kind of wish this game had? I wish this game had the little sandbox mode that they had in Sonic Jam, the 3D one. I just had the Mega Collection on the PS2. It didn't even come with CD. Yeah, it took a while for them to figure out how to go about porting Sega CD. I think the first port that we had gotten since the Windows port way back in the day was when they ported the game for Sonic Gems Collection. And even then, it was a port of the PC version, which some people found somewhat contentious because of the fact that the PC version only had the American soundtrack. And a lot of people really prefer the Japanese soundtrack. And I also prefer the Japanese soundtrack, but I still love the American soundtrack. So, let's see. Sonic's had a meteoric impact on my life. Let's hope it continues for a long time. I'm with you on that. On the subject of which, someone raised a very interesting point on Blue Sky. If they are adding non-Sega characters to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, as we are seeing with Minecraft, SpongeBob, and other Nickelodeon franchises, consider the following. Korone Inugami, big name Sonic fan from Japan, was named an official brand ambassador by Sega for Sonic around the time that they were making Sonic Frontiers and the second Sonic movie. What I'm getting at is, put Korone in Cross Worlds. Avatar, hope they put in dope for the memes. I may not know a lot about Avatar, but I am familiar with Toph at the very least, so yes. Sonic Boom single-handedly justifies the American soundtrack. Oh yeah. I am not at all saying that the American soundtrack is bad, just that I prefer the Japanese one, because here's the way that I see it. The American soundtrack sounds kind of like what the cultural reception for Sonic the Hedgehog was in the West. The whole dude with the tune aesthetic that they were going for with this marketing. While the Japanese soundtrack sounds more like a Sonic game. If that makes any sense. I think taupe is pronounced like the first syllable of toffee. Oh! Huh. I did not know that. That shows how little I know about Avatar. Which I still need to get into, as I have... as I think I stated the other night as well when we were doing Sunday Night Smash. So anyways... Whee! Far so good. Here we go. Oh, kind of mistimed that jump, but it's all gravy. Dollars to donuts, Nick characters being added because Paramount does the Sonic movies. That actually wouldn't make a lot of sense. Here we go. All I know is one of them had boss music that was Nightmare Fuel, and the fun is Infinite Easter Egg. That's CD. Sonic CD was the one with, in the American soundtrack at least, the boss theme that consisted of a really menacing droning accompanied by some evil laughter. Happy birthday, Sonic. Hey, Alcor, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by. Right, the Japanese soundtrack didn't have nearly as much nightmare fuel to it because, like I said, it sounded more like a regular Sonic game. It was the one that had the boss theme that sampled an R&B song with the lyrics, "Work that sucker to death. Come on now, work that sucker to death." Finally busted out my Sonic Transformers. Keep them in vehicle mode because they're more fun that way. It's all good. Here we go. I say that because I used to have major insecurities when I was a kid. Still have some because I was oh, look, hold on. I say my most inspirational character from Sonic is Tails, and I say that because I used to have some major insecurities when I was a kid. Still have some, but I was inspired by Tails to become a better person and to become more confident. Well, there you go. And you like the theme song from Sonic Adventure 1. Hey, his theme song from Sonic Adventure 1 was a straight up banger. There's no two ways about it. Push, 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 push. There you go. Not that I hate the robot mode, I just think it's easier to store them and they're easier to play with. Right. Didn't one of the songs straight up sample Michael Jackson? In Sonic 3, at the very least the original release of Sonic 3, Michael Jackson was involved in the production of the music, but I don't think they sampled any of his songs directly. Like, one of the songs was directly inspired, I think, from, what was the name of that song? Stranger in Moscow? Yeah, one of the songs that was in there straight up referenced a band, or was straight up a song from a band called the Jetsons, which the musician Brad Buxter was a part of while he was working on Sonic 3. The Ice Cat theme specifically. And I would play that, but I don't want to have my VOD muted by playing copyrighted music, so I'll link it later. But that is also one of the reasons why they don't use the same themes for Sonic 3 as they did in the Genesis original, is because of the copyright nightmare that sort of kind of surrounds those specific songs. So instead they used the prototype versions of songs that were originally made before Michael Jackson and Brad Buxter's involvement, which were the versions of the songs that were featured in the PC port of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Never saw that secret section before. What? I knew that section was there since I first played this game. I thought that section was like common knowledge at this point. Ah! And I played this 1,000 times? Well, you learn something new every day. Here we go. Alright. Got a lock in here. It's going fast now, but I got this. Ah! I got this! I got this! There we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Yeah! Almost there! Almost there! Just need to break on through! I am failing to maintain! Whew. Okay, we are maintaining again. Whew. The affected tracks being Carnival Night Zone, Ice Cap Zone, Launch Base Zone, and the original credits theme for Sonic 3. That and the original sub-boss theme. And the one that went, ah shit! The one that went like, come on! Alright, good news is we got plenty of medals! So that when I mess up like that, I could just take another shot at it. Yeah, this particular special stage has always been a pain in my ass! Okay. Yeah, I thought it was good! But that's okay, I can take as many shots at this as I need. Shouldn't take me any more than 2 tries. Because that one try where I immediately found the goal, that doesn't count! There, see? It's just a matter of persistence. Oh, shut the fuck up, Sparkster! Shut the fuck up! Just so everybody knows, that is not the only reason why your ass may have a pain. Some people suffer from hemorrhoids. I am not one of them. There we go. Up we go, up we go. Here we go. Wait until that pours out. And then make my way through. Now to outrun the lava river. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. I had a shield on. I had protection. There we go. I mean, my pain usually comes around 12 midnight after a few rounds of bourbon and mojitos. What? Oh shit. That's okay, I got back 10 rings and I should easily make my way back up to 50 by the time that I reach the goal ring. Or by the time I reach the end of the stage. Because it's not a goal ring, it's a bonus ring. Just piggybacking off it. I knew what you was getting at, Ash. I remember a Sonic quote from LEGO Dimensions that says, "There's something to Bart that brilliantly references a Simpsons joke." I know exactly the one. If you see a golden brick, just take it! Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it! Take it! For anyone curious, it's from a Christmas episode where Bart was tempted to steal a copy of a violent video game that referenced Mortal Kombat. And as he was debating whether to do it, he was, his subconscious visited him in the form of various video game characters. The last one being one of Sonic the Hedgehog, who just straight up told him to take the game. Oh damn. That's okay. That's what shields are for! Whew. Alright. Gotta be ready for these Batbots to start coming at me. Bingo! Back up to 50 rings. Want to see me get all these on the first try? The fact that Sonic's official BA says it is what makes it so amazing? Yes! It took a long time, but I have warmed up to Roger Craig Smith's voice as Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that he may be the best modern Sonic voice that we have after Ryan Drummond. The 4Kids voice actor, Jason Griffith, he started off kind of rough with Sonic. He was a better Shadow than he was as Sonic, but his voice as Sonic did improve considerably towards the end of his run. he did a good job when they used him in Sonic Colors. Yeah, he did. I'm not saying that he did a bad job as Sonic, just that it took a bit of getting used to because his vocal range as Sonic was quite a bit deeper. Yes, made it. Was quite a bit deeper than that of Ryan Drummond or I keep forgetting his name, Jason Griffith. So it took a while to get used to, but he's really come into his own over the years. You prefer Ryan Drummond? I don't blame you. Ryan Drummond did it really well. Like, the very first Sonic voice actors were the ones who did it best. And that is why there is no greater Sonic the Hedgehog voice actor than Jaleel White. No one else has done it better. A lot of voice actors came along and they did it well, but Jaleel White just does it better. Making the show close enough, used him quite a lot. Right. He has a very versatile vocal range because in addition to his role as Sonic, he's also taken on the role of E123 Omega in the more recent games. He did the voice of the Gun Commander in the Shadow Generation shorts that came out ahead of Sonic X Shadow Generations, and that uses Deeper Register, the one that he also uses for Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil series. J.G. Quintel seems to like him a lot. I don't blame him. Yeah. Roger Craig Smith just seems like a very fun guy overall. Yep. I still remember like one episode of Tails Tube, which was also the very first time that he voiced Omega in an official work. It was during a present exchange, and hold on, need to lock it. Shit. That's okay, I can do it again. So, anyways, gift exchange. Omega gives Amy the destroyed carapace of like a Motobug, and he says, "Destroyed robots brings me joy. I hope it brings you joy as well." And Amy's like, you know, Omega, some of my best friends are robots? Disgusting. Tell me where they are. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Jaleel White did get to voice Gene the Genie in the 2017 DuckTales reboot. Nice. Let's see. Oh. Last thing that I remember Jaleel White being in, and then he, that I can recall anyway, was when he had a couple of guest starring roles in episodes of the USA show Psych, where he was like an old friend of the dude protagonist, Gus, along with another character portrayed by Kenan Thompson. And they were like, they used to be in an a cappella group together. In case you forgot, Gene the Genie was the character seen in the DuckTales movie. Oh, I've never seen the DuckTales movie. I need to see that one of these days, because I loved DuckTales as a kid. You know what they really need to bring back? If they brought back DuckTales, they need to bring back Darkwing Duck. I know that they gave him like a cameo appearance in the DuckTales reboot. We need a full-on continuation of Darkwing Duck. No two ways about it. And they have to bring back the original voice actors for Darkwing Duck as well. Let's see. They worked with him to be a genie who was influenced by 90s television. Yes, a perfect casting for Jaleel because the 90s were his prime time. He had a full-on episode? Really? Okay, that I have to definitely look up. Here we go. Although my point still stands, we do still need a Darkwing Duck revival. That they never took advantage of. I hate when they do stuff like that. I still have not recovered from the cliffhanger at the end of Mega Man Legends 3 or 2. And then the subsequent cancellation of Mega Man Legends 3. There we go. Oops. Really thought that he would be facing my way when I came up on him. 2 episodes dedicated to Darkwing? Yeah, I'm still gonna want to look that up when I'm not fighting for my life here. There we go. So far, so good. Up and over. Alright. Made it across safely. Wait. Wait. Now. Oh, that's dead end. And I missed one of the bat bots, but it's all gravy. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's push this onto the lava. Well, you know what? I could just straight up skip over this particular part. I'm not a little kid anymore. I don't need to ride that block across the lava all the way. I got the skills to cross that part now, all by myself. There we go. Oop. There we go. Phew. That was getting dicey. Oh, I screwed that one up. Really should watch DuckTales reboot. It's amazing. That's what I've heard, and I really want to. Here we go. Didn't anybody tell you not to play with fire? And the Jaleel White Genie episode has Troop Goofy in it. Ooh, that is a deep cut. There we go. With Bill Farmer doing the role as intended. Well, of course. It just wouldn't be the same without Bill Farmer. Correct me if I am mistaken, but didn't Bill Farmer also reprise his role in Kingdom Hearts? I need to take me a sippy real quick while I'm between zones. Alright. I thought as much. Because for a very long time there, Square was pretty solid about retaining the same voice actors for various things, like... Hold that thought. Kind of in the middle of it right now. There we go. So anyways, they had gotten the same voice actor who did the voice of Cloud from Kingdom Hearts to reprise his role in the Dissidia games, in the movie Advent Children, I think, as well as in World of Final Fantasy. And then they went and swapped everybody out in the Final Fantasy Remake series, which the voice actors they chose weren't bad, it's just not the same. Like the voice actor that they got for Sephiroth, he originally, he did it well. Also, fun fact, the guy who was originally the voice of Sephiroth in Advent Children and Dissidia, he was also the same voice actor who portrayed Superman in the DC animated universe. Kingdom Hearts also had the honor of the last performance of the late Wayne Allwine, Mickey's veteran voice actor before he passed. Aw, now that's cute. That's a little sad, but that's also kind of sweet. The game in question being... I got distracted. The game in question being 358 and a half days, which was dedicated to him. Yeah, like I said, that's sweet. Oh, I got too greedy there. But I should be able to get myself back up to 50 rings easily. Gets sadder, he was married to Russie Taylor, Minnie's voice actress. Oh, yeah, that is sad. There we go. Alright. Let's see if I can avoid getting crushed by the floating blocks this time. Yes, I can. Well, whew, that was close. Gotta be careful around these ones. On the flip side, she was right beside him in his final moments. And that was very nice. There we go. Made that look like I knew what I was doing. I'm right near the end, too. Yes! Alright, we're killing it so far. Rusty Taylor also had a point in passing. Her last performance was in the newer Mickey short singing a birthday song for Mickey. Aww. There we go. There we go. There we go. Whoop, up. Ah. Careful. Here we go. Here we go. We got this. The short had Minnie singing while Mickey had to save the both of them from danger while they were in a boat. Right. Almost there. Alright. I'm in the Emerald's chamber now. No. Fuck. That's okay. We'll do it again. There we go. Whoop. Yes. Yeah, I shook it up again. However, I can still do it. It's just a matter of persistence. There's a paddling. Don't you threaten me with a good time. Almost there. Whew. There we go. And now that I'm not on the side where the gold blocks are, I can take my time getting to the red emerald. There we go. And I got me some free coins for the trouble. It's like I never made that mistake at all. Whee! I thought I could get them both. Careful around these guys. See, you were worried about that crossover with Dead by Daylight and Nights of the Living Cats. What I was wanting to know is if they were adding a killer that was based on the cats. Like, how cool would that be? A killer whose memento mori basically just involved the survivor not dying, but instead getting turned into a cat. Now, how cool would that be? I doubt you'll kill the cats in it if the anime is any indication. The weapons will be cats. Cat toys and various things to distract. Catality. Better question. Better answer? You ask. Here we go. If not just a cat, then maybe like a swarm of cats coming together to form like a human shape. Now, if I could just get to that shield. Well, I guess this is our forever now. Oh shit. I think this is our forever. I can't get free. I'm stuck. Yeah, we're just gonna have to start that over. That really was our forever. There we go. Let them come to me instead of coming to them. Star was a cat, remember? No! Why do people keep thinking I was a cat? I don't remember being a cat! I'd remember if I was a cat! There we go. Ah! Well, that went exceptionally poorly. You know what? I think I'd like a mulligan on that. Got my hairy baby right next to me resting on my knee? Nice. You use a perception filter. search your feelings, you know it to be true, except it's not. There we go. He just meowed. Nice. I was talking about our new kitten, Kira, just a little while ago. She has the squeakiest meow you will ever hear. At this time, we're also working on trying to introduce her to our other cat, Keiko, in a way that doesn't involve the two of them fighting with one another. We haven't had much success yet, but we are in it for the long haul. I was not a cat, Sparkster! Yeah, proof bullshit. Bull fucking shit. There we go. 45 rings. Part with the shield is coming up. Now, if I could just make my way up. Yes, I got the shield. Even called animal control? Why? There was no cat on the stream. And we still don't have a black cat. We only have two cats. One is a tortoiseshell, and one is a tabby. Oh! Okay, guess I'm not going that way. There we go. I think I'm towards the end of the act now. Ooh. I see you. Need to maintain. Yep, this is the end. So into the final special zone we go. Alright. And when you know it, the whole maze is the Emerald Chamber. There we go. There we go. Careful, 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 careful. Okay. Take it nice and slow. Nice and easy. Ah! There we go. Let's just get into one of those little nooks. No! Woo! Shit! Alright, we'll do it again. There we go. There we go. Made that look like I knew exactly what I was doing. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Alright. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy! Sonic got them all! Alright, yes you are, Presto, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Oh, no. We're not in hell quite yet. That's the next zone. Spoilers? The 30-plus-year-old game? I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now. Ow! Damn, that crab meat was just waiting for me. There you go. Sonic Unleashed is better? On that part, we will agree to disagree. Wait, Star doesn't have his helmet. Ouch! I can fix that. Up we go. Quick, we need to get his armor off. I mean, if you want to see me out of my armor that badly, you're gonna have to take me out for dinner first. Here we go. Down we go. Back up we go. We need to make Star Eater's veggies. I already ate my veggies. And they were very delicious. If anybody's curious as to what I had for dinner, it was homemade pork chops with macaroni and cheese and a side of steamed vegetables. And it was very, very tasty. I barely even felt that. Yeah, it's spaghetti. Nice. Wait. There we go. We got tacos. Ow. There we go. Wait. Now. Wait. Now. There we go. Going down. You felt that? Well, of course I did. You took it back to my head. There we go. Ooh, careful there, Smokey. Easy does it. There we go. Now I gotta defeat this boss fast, or else I'm not gonna have any where to stand. So far so good. 2 more hits. Easy does it. Try feeling this. Phoenix Strike! Ha! What Phoenix Strike? I don't see no Phoenix Strike. You're free! Alright. Imagine all your favorite skeletons. Nah, man, that's
way to go, knucklehead!
Gotta go fast. That we do. How's it going? Way to go. Way too good. Thanks for swinging by. Out. Okay, now we are officially in hell. Welcome to the worst level in the game. Don't I know it? Okay. Now I'm gonna have to take this up because otherwise I'm gonna drown like a rat. Wait. Buster used his Phoenix Strike, but it wasn't strong enough. Here. Wait. Oh, there goes my armor. Ow! Rude! Help. I hate it here. There we go. Get the water, the air bubble on the way out. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. Wait. Whoop, whoop. Right, going up. Here we go. Hate this level. Save states had me trapped in a death loop on the stairs because time kept running out and I was on my last life. Damn, that is rough. Everyone who makes it to the Labyrinth Zone here, here's what I say.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
It's exactly what I've been saying this whole time. go. Phew. Out we go. Whew. Ah, shit, come back! Phew. Thankfully, the surface didn't rise up too much. More like, welcome to Jackass. Yeah, whoever came up with this particular stage design was a jackass. That we can all agree on. Phew. Up we go. Water's gonna start rising, so be careful not to get caught between the ceiling and the cork. Lego Dimensions roasted this level, as it rightly should have. If worst Sonic level, worst Sonic level, that anyone can think of. I'll start Planet Wisp and Sonic Generations. That's actually not too bad. It's long and it's difficult, but at the very least it's fair. Now, if you really want the my opinion on the worst Sonic level, how about Eggman Land from not Sonic Underground, Sonic Unleashed. Eggman Land from Sonic Unleashed. Absolutely fucking grueling endurance match. PS3 or PS2 version? The PS3 version, the next gen version. The one on the PS2 and on the Wii was also rough, but it wasn't nearly as bad, and it wasn't nearly as arduous. Phew. Alright, wait for the oxygen bubble. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Let us proceed. Oh, damn. No worries. Some worries. There we go. I don't know if it would count, but the bonus time challenges from Secret Rings. Ah, yeah. Those can be rough as well. There we go. Make our way over this way. Also, I know this is wishful thinking, but I do hope, since it's Sonic's birthday, you think Sega would make another storybook title game. It would be really cool if they did, but I don't see that being something that they would consider doing. Now, there is a fan game that's coming out that's borrowing from their vibes. I don't remember the exact name of the game, but it's one that's based off of Chinese mythology. I don't care about Sonic's aficionados say the storybook titles weren't that bad. They weren't that bad. They weren't great, but they were fun. On the subject of which, I still need to try out Sonic and the Black Knight. Ow. Okay. Now. Alright. It wouldn't be so bad if they didn't try to integrate the motion controls the way that they did. Black Knight was really fun as they figured out the Wii's controls by that point. Right. That's what I heard as well. Like, it did the motion controls a lot better than Sonic and the Secret Rings did. I will say though, Sonic and the Secret Rings had a banger of a soundtrack. There we go. Because as we all know, there is no such thing as a Sonic game with bad music. I remember seeing people talk about the storybook titles like they marked their grandma and Fortnite danced on them. Yeah, what about Sonic Labyrinth? Sonic Labyrinth had some okay music. It's not the best Sonic game, but it is unique enough to try out at least once. Soundtrack was fire, controls were not. No, they were not. Not every Sonic game had good music. Bullshit, every Sonic game has great music. I defy you to tell me one Sonic game that has bad music. Remember Sonic Chronicles? We do not talk about Sonic Chronicles. Sonic Underground doesn't count because that's a cartoon, not a game. 3D Blast. 3D Blast had amazing music. Didn't matter if it was the, and you introduced me to the horror of Sonic Eraser. We don't talk about Sonic Eraser. Sonic 3D Blast was an okay game, and its soundtracks were bangers. It didn't matter if you were playing the PC and Saturn version or if you were playing the Genesis version. Both the Jun Sonoe and the Richard Jacques soundtracks, absolute fucking bangers. Sonic EXE, never played it. I replayed Sonic Chronicles 4 times. It's 100% it, waiting for the sequel to come out. I hate to tell you, but I think you're gonna be left wanting for a long, long time. EXE doesn't count. Yeah, EXE is more of a creepypasta than it is a game. Although there have been Sonic fan games made around the Sonic EXE mythos. But the only thing that I really remember for certain about Sonic EXE is A, they reused Kefka's Lab from Final Fantasy VI for Sonic EXE, and 2, the ROM hack of Sonic 1, where every 13 seconds you'd get chased down by Sonic EXE. Called just an ordinary Sonic ROM hack. Or what was that one Sonic fan game that brought Chris Thorndike and made him besties with the Metarex from Sonic X? Don't really recall that one. Just for people who don't know. And have Shadow fight Maria in a weird trauma boss stage. Is that even real? That doesn't even sound real. I thought that it was because of bad sales. Hold on, I need... Okay, I got my oxygen. But no, we didn't get a sequel because Ken Penders decided that he owned every echidna. Yeah, as we all know, every echidna that's not named Knuckles is the sole proprietary property of one Ken Penders, the arch nemesis of the Sonic fandom. Which is why he also rose the stink about there being like background echidna characters in the first 2 Sonic movies. Sonic Omens that most Sonic fans hate. Yeah, Sonic Generations was great. Sonic Forces was not as great, but not terrible. And its music was okay. Sonic Generations had some really good music too, at that. The modern remix of Chemical Plant Zone in particular, I loved the hell out of that one. Sonic Frontiers was good, but it had a lot of big flaws. But it wasn't a bad game, it just wasn't the best modern Sonic game. My main complaint with it was that the stages felt like way too short, like you could beat them all within about a minute. Saw a Source filmmaker movie and that called it all bullshit. Sonic Force's main appeal was being able to make your own OC. I know that was the main appeal for me. Yeah, because everybody knows I'm a junkie for character creators, and it was high time that we had one for Sonic. But now people in the Sonic fandom are saying that it's mid, because typical Sonic fans, yeah. And I was talking about that a little bit too, like the other day when I was talking about how people were raising the stink about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds being a full price $70 game with a $20 collector's, or not collector's, but $20 pre-order for the, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts real quick. Okay, Sonic Frontiers, $70 MSRP, USD. $90 if you pre-order it with the season pass. It's a very steep price. There's no denying that. However, $70 USD is also the going price for your typical AAA game being released by every other major publisher. And in the meantime, we had people who initially rose a stink about Mario Kart World being $80 at retail, along with the other first-party Switch 2 titles. But they have gone very quiet from what I've noticed. While everybody, especially on YouTube, is raising the stink about Sonic games being $70 and $90, even though that's the same thing that everybody else is doing, and they are not raising as much of a stink about those as they are with Sonic. And you know what my hypothesis is for people doing that? It's because a lot of people still are mentally in that place where Sonic is in the bad times. They have never quite mentally moved on from the days of Sonic 06 and Shadow's first solo game, and Sonic and the Secret Rings, and Sonic Boom: The Rise of Lyric. Modern game prices are crazy. There is no denying that. 70 is as high as I will go MSRP for a modern release. But even then, it has to be something that I really, really, really want. Not just kind of want, and I'm willing to wait until it's on sale, but really, really, really want. $80 is just a bridge too far for me. And Frontiers did a lot more right than it did wrong. That it did. It was a very experimental game, but it was a very successful experiment. Alright, hold all thoughts because now I gotta lock in. Also, heads up for everyone, ad break in 3 minutes. Ad break, 3 minutes! Alright, still got a ring, so I still have a little bit of wiggle room. And that wiggle room is quickly running out. Whew, first try. Sonic Boom. Yeah, there was a game that was released right around the beginning of when they announced the Sonic Boom mini franchise. Sonic Boom: The Rise of Lyric, specifically. Wii U exclusive. It was even buggier and glitchier than Sonic 06 if you... we don't talk about Rise of Lyric. We kind of have to. We kind of have to because that is pretty much the nadir of... Actually, no, it's not the nadir of the Sonic franchise. It's a terrible game. There's no denying that. But you know what the absolute nadir of Sonic is? Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis on the Game Boy Advance. An attempt to port the original Sonic the Hedgehog to the Game Boy Advance using the Sonic Advance engine. It was fucking horrible. It was glitchy. It was laggy. The music sounded like crap too. Okay, I have now officially given lie to my statement about there not being any bad Sonic music. Because the arrangements that they used for Sonic Genesis on the GBA, terrible. You can't run a Sega game on a mini Super Nintendo. No, but they tried. Goodness gracious, did they try, and they failed spectacularly. As a matter of fact, one of the ROM hack, one of the big names of ROM hacking, I think his screen name was Stealth. He made a demo of the first of Green Hill Zone Act 1 for the Game Boy Advance, specifically to prove that it was possible to do the game justice on the Game Boy Advance. And when you know it, they brought him along later to help develop Sonic Mania. They needed blast processing. Yep, you didn't have that kind of blast processing. On the GBA. You may have been playing with power, but it wasn't enough power. I was fortunate to avoid Sonic 1 GBA after I saw a webcomic that warned fellow readers about it. Yes, I played it so you didn't have to. You're welcome. Ow. Ow. I know what I'm doing. See? I got through it just fine. Oh no. Woo! I almost didn't get through that though. So anyways. Ow. The most chill stage in the game, and it has the enemies that are the biggest pain in the ass in order to destroy. There we go. Phew, that was close. Woo! That was smooth. Going down. Easy peasy. Okay, you know what? There's actually a game that's even worse than Sonic Genesis on the GBA. The port of Sonic Jam on the Gamecom. Now, if you don't know what that game is, don't worry. Not many people do either. But let's just put it this way. Everything about the Gamecom was terrible. Absolutely fucking everything. Yeah, Ash, Sonic Jam on the Gamecom. It was a port in the very loosest sense of the word. Because it only had 3 of the games that Sonic Jam had. And none of them played a thing like the games that were actually on the Sega Saturn version of Sonic Jam. I'm an ad, so give me a minute. Okay, I'll be very happy to go over this particular horror again once you're back from ad. There we go. As I was saying, while the pre-release DLCs are sketchy, at least Sega is charging a relatively normal price for the game. Yes, meanwhile, yes, that was exactly what I was saying, Sparkster. Sega is just doing business as usual, and business as usual sucks. But it's not something outrageous like what Nintendo was doing with Mario Kart World. And if you're enjoying Mario Kart World, all the more power to you, because that game does look like a lot of fun. But I'm not shelling out 80 clams to play it. Okay, let's just be honest here. I am not going to shell out 80 dollaroos to play Mario Kart. I might get it on the off chance that I'm able to get a Switch bundle that has it included. Or if, and try not to laugh too hard at what I'm about to say, if the game goes on sale. But yeah, until then, I am going to be very, very content with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. You got it via the bundle for the Switch 2. Nice. That seems to be the way to do it. But yeah, for once of Mario Kart World, I will be very, very happy with. What game did I say? Okay, let me back up because I was talking about this before Ash went on ad break. Sonic Jam on the Gamecom. No, not the Game Jolt, the Gamecom. The Gamecom was Tiger Electronics' attempt to try and get a cut at the money pie that Nintendo was feasting from with the Game Boy. A lot of developers, a lot of console manufacturers tried to do that to varying levels of success. Sega tried it with the Game Gear. They had very modest success, but they couldn't quite get past the fact that it was an absolute battery hog. You thought I said something else? I gotcha. So Sega wasn't able to succeed, and they were the Game & Watch knockoff? Yes! The same people who made the Game & Watch knockoffs. And I actually had a few of those Game & Watch knockoffs, and I enjoyed them, but let's be honest here. They were cheap little toys that only emulated a small fraction of what you were actually playing. The plug-and-play consoles? Oh, no, not those. I think those were made by a whole bunch of other people. Although maybe Tiger Electronics made some of those? I'm not sure. But anyways. And there were a whole bunch of companies that tried to cut in on the money pie that Nintendo was feasting from with their Game Boy. Sega was in the best position to do so, and they were only able to have modest success in the handheld market because, like I said, the Game Gear and the Nomad were absolute battery munchers. Atari tried it with the Lynx. I didn't even know it was a thing until I was an adult. SNK tried it with the Neo Geo Pocket and the Neo Geo Pocket Color, but those were off the shelves very quickly because SNK was going through some financial hardships and did not have it in them for a protracted handheld battle with Nintendo, much less any of the other things they were doing. And then there was the Gamecom by Tiger Electronics. And they did a few novel things. They had a console that had not one, but 2 cartridge slots. They had a touchscreen. And it was a console that had internet connectivity, albeit you needed an external modem and an add-on for that, and you could only do text only. And that was the thing with the Tiger Electronics Gamecom. It didn't do any of the things that it tried to do well. Not in the slightest. It only had a small library of games on it, most of them being ports in the loosest sense possible of other games. Sonic Jam was one of those games, and it was fucking terrible. Mortal Kombat 3 was also on the Gamecom, and it was terrible. Resident Evil 2 was on the Gamecom, and it was terrible. Was the Nintendo DS a knockoff? No, the Nintendo DS was not a knockoff. And because its touchscreen actually worked as intended. Also, it only had Sonic's 2, 3, and Knuckles. Right, it only had 3 of the games that Sonic Jam had. And even then, it didn't really have them because they were all like only 5 stages long and they all reused the same graphics. Shadow Basketball! Oh my god. Oh my god, is it terrible that I know exactly what you're talking about? Oh man. There we go. Whoop. There we go. I'm glad I don't. Well, there was like... okay. Way long ago, Nintendo, or not Nintendo, but Sega had a deal with McDonald's. Not the one that they were doing with Sonic 3, but instead they had like little itty bitty LCD electronic games, and they were as bare bones as could be. Like even more bare bones than the Tiger Electronics handheld. Like some of these games only even had one button. Yes, the Happy Meal LCD games, one of which was Shadow Basketball. Although I don't remember if Shadow Basketball was released in the US or if that was just, where was that ad from? That one really weird ad. Was that like from, Pakistan or something? Pakistan, that's what I thought. Yeah, Shadow Basketball. But yeah, we had some of those in the US as well. I had the Sonic Racing one and the Shadow Grinding one. The Shadow Grinding one had only one button. Like I said, they were bare bones in the extreme. Yep. Rouge is completely censored. No. No. Has censorship gone too far? She looks like a nude mouth with no curves and no booba? No! They've taken away our bat booba! What will they come for next? I'm kidding, of course. And the thing is, the actual game that released actually had like official art of Rouge. I think it was like the Sonic Heroes version of Rouge, who was wearing that one particularly tight, form-fitting, full-body bodysuit. God damn it, Sparkster. Up. That didn't go so well. I was too distracted by the bat booba. Easy does it. Ow! Well, that hurt. There's nothing I can't handle. Ah! There we go. Oops. Oh, hey, there's a couple of things out here. Safe to say that Rouge made quite a few people into a furry. I can't believe it! Technically, isn't her standard look a bodysuit? Yeah, but in Sonic Heroes, she wore a different bodysuit, like a full bodysuit, instead of one that left her shoulders uncovered. Have you seen a surge of fan art, gender bent Rouge? No, I have not. Now you have me curious. Oh. That's not the right way to go. This is the right way to go. There we go. And emphasize the boobs. Ah, of course. Of course, they emphasize the booba. Yeah, that's the thing. I have not used Twitter in years. I am exclusively on Blue Sky these days. What made me a Rouge fan was the art of her outfit in Sonic Riders. Ooh, I've actually been thinking about streaming Sonic Riders in the near future. It's on Blue Sky too? Oh, then I guess I know what to look for. There we go. Going up. Oops. There we go. Made it! I like the flower pattern with the sports bra. Oh, damn, a sports bra. You can tell that these were very different times. Why was the flower censored? Wait, the flower was censored? Hold on. Let's see. Rouge, Sonic Riders. Image. Okay, I see the flower patterns on her sweatpants, but I don't know if they're censored or if that's just the way that the shadows are made. The word flower in that wait, it wasn't censored on my end. Yeah, the word flower came out perfectly fine on my end. Okay, that is confusing. The important thing, though, is that I know exactly what you're talking about, especially since I have refamiliarized myself with Rouge's Sonic Riders design. Now, the question that I have in regards to Rouge is she a hairless bat? Like, I know that she's got fur on the top of her head, but if you look at the artwork of her in her normal outfit and in her Sonic Riders outfit, if you look at that, she has no fur anywhere else on her body except for her head. So she has got to be like some sort of hairless bat when you really think about it. I think she's a Honduran white bat. Are Honduran white bats hairless? Lefty boys. Okay, then why is she lacking hair on the rest of her body? She's apparently a ghost bat. Are ghost bats hairless? Ow! That hurt. There we go. There we go. Gotta be careful here. Woo. With cat-like tread. Ow! Okay. Now. They have white fur on their head, but are mostly hairless everywhere else. Okay, that makes sense. I heard her working in with Shadow. Yeah, that is quite amusing, considering what they eventually went for when it came to the name of Shadow. Up we go. There we go. And start blazing through the stage at supersonic speed. Wasn't her original name going to be Nails? Was it? That's the first I'm hearing of this. I am learning so much today. Ow. Good thing I had that shield. Phew! I mean, it's a good idea to pinpoint animal species when the two main characters are a blue hedgehog. Is it a good idea? Blame the neurospice, okay? I overthink things. It's what I do. It's why I'm so nervous and neurotic these days. Alright, remember what I said about Labyrinth Zone being the worst stage in the game? This is worse! Welcome to yes!
hell!
Welcome to hell, motherfuckers! Also known as Labyrinth Zone 2 Electric Boogaloo. Keith David incoming, yes. Anything can be improved with the introduction of Keith David. Even my stream! Why do you think I have that as a redeem? Ow. Fun fact, Rouge was designed to mirror Jennifer Lopez, so technically Rouge is a Latina. Ah, that explains why Shadow hangs out with her so much. He just loves Latinas, Sonic. There we go. Going up. Uh-oh. No bubbles up there. Bubbles down here? Yes. And I reached a checkpoint, so even if I drown here, which I just did, we won't be set far too back. Because the Shadow Loves Latinas meme was prophetic. Yes. Wasn't that like a gag dub that Jet made, or did Jet make it after the meme was?
Dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead.
Thought you were hot. Guess what? You're
There
not.
we go.
You are dead, dead, dead.
Wait. Yep, this is definitely a part of the game where they want you to take it slow. And in some cases in the stage, they want you to take it slow up the urethra with rock candy. I didn't realize that the redeem would be that long. Yeah. You know me, nothing is ever simple when it comes to me. Not even with my redeems. Ow. Oh, there we go again. Wait. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Alright. That's right, they don't want you to breathing in those particular bubbles. The current will keep pushing you away. So now I gotta beat feet. Yes! Delicious Oz! Phew. And a checkpoint for my trouble. There we go. Come on. I need to hurry. Greatest tile set. Terrible level. I know. Oh, this is so painful. Where's that oxygen? Oh. That was cutting it way too close. And the surface of the water was right fucking there, too. Just power on through. Woo! Yeah, we did it! There we go. So far, so good. Whee! There we go. You got the situation well in hand. This is a boss fight you definitely need to take slow. So it's not so hard. It just takes a lot of practice. I've run through that stage a lot. So I've got it more or less down pat, but it doesn't make it any less grueling. Ooh, there we go. Just barely managed to get him that time. Almost there. Bingo! Looks like this Eggman has officially been... Ah! Damn it, I didn't get the final hit in! I had the perfect pun in mind! Oh! Well, we beat the game, so that's one I can take home to the bank. I need a drink. It's funny how Eggman was a reused concept for the main character. Yeah, that and Mighty the Armadillo was one of the finalized designs that made it that they almost settled on. Because when they were doing that character design, Sonic was one of the submissions, and the other one was what would become Mighty the Armadillo. And the choice for which character to choose for the game came down to one of those two because both animals were capable of curling up into a ball. And convicted criminal Yuji Naka had created a game engine that was based around ball physics. So what they wound up choosing in the end was Mr. Needle Mouse, the character that ultimately became Sonic the Hedgehog. Meanwhile, Mr. Oshima, yeah, Yuji Naka is a convicted criminal. Let me see if I can pull it up on the website real quick, on the interwebs. Here we go. Yuji Naka. Here we go. He was arrested in November 2022 for suspected involvement in a 2020 insider trading incident regarding the then upcoming Dragon Quest Tact, and was arrested again for insider trading on December 2022 regarding his, this time regarding Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier. He was found guilty by the Tokyo District Court and given a suspended jail sentence of 2 years and 6 months, along with orders to forfeit 171 million yen and to pay a fine of 2 million yen. So that's what Yuji Naka did. White collar crime. Eggman real theme, evil grows. That's the one from the first Sonic movie, right? So yeah, knowing that Yuji Naka is officially a convicted criminal makes some of his more assholish behavior a lot more apparent. Because let us not forget that when he was posting on Shitter, celebrating the anniversary of Nights into Dreams, he did so with a photo of the development team, albeit with Naoto Oshima blotted out conspicuously like a very poorly done censor job from the Soviet Union. Yeah, what he did wasn't like super duper heinous, but it was definitely something that got him canceled. That's for certain. Like a jilted ex, exactly. And because he and Oshima had a falling out over the development of Balan Wonderworld, which turned out to be an incredibly hot mess. So, Yuji Naka wound up going to prison. Or no, he didn't go to prison. He had a suspended sentence, but he was a convicted criminal who probably will not be able to get another job in the video game industry. And meanwhile, Oshima's indie company, Arzest, went on to develop another Sonic game, Sonic Superstars. So, yeah. Ain't it funny how the turns table?
Go again. Don't fall behind.
So anyway, this song is a definite vibe. Now you see why I like the Japanese soundtrack. I had hope for Balan. Yeah, I had big hopes for Balan Wonderworld as well. It looked like it had the potential to be really good. They just weren't able to realize that potential. And that makes it an extremely tragic case. Now let me take the dancing emojis.
Take a little chance, slip on through. You got to smile no matter what you do. You gotta do for you.
It's a Sonic Warrior, it's a Sonic Warrior. You know what? I'll throw some dancing emojis in myself. There it is. I want this kind of Wonderworld got more advertising than the world as was new. Yeah, Square had a lot of high hopes for that game as well. I mean, how could it not? We're talking about a game developed by the two people behind Sonic the Hedgehog versus a sequel to a much more niche RPG. So it does sort of kind of make sense when you think about it, but it doesn't change the fact that their big gamble when it came to advertising Balan Wonderworld failed to pay off. Whee! go. You like tropical music? I do too. National anthem over. But yeah, you can see why I very much love the soundtrack from the Japanese version of Sonic CD compared to the American version. The American version soundtrack is good. I enjoy it. It has a lot of bangers. Sonic Boom is a certified banger. Stardust Speedway US is a certified banger, regardless of the time period. But the soundtrack for the Japanese version of Sonic CD is just so much more of a Sonic vibe. There we go. Do I have it? No, I do not have a shield. So I want to be careful if I want to get my hands on all the rings that I need and to keep my hands on those rings for the special stages. There we go. You expect Balan to be a Knights-like, but it was actually more like a PS1 game called 40 Winks where you... Ah, damn it! So anyways, more like a PS1 game called 40 Winks where you play as a boy or a girl and use dream costumes. Ah, was 40 Winks any good? Welcome to the future. I'd like to go to the future. Ah! You know what? I think I'll take a mulligan on this stage. I got myself get distracted by chat for a second. Not that I'm blaming anyone but myself for getting distracted, but I really want to get to all those time stones, so no worries. As with everything else, when it comes to when I play games, it's just a matter of persistence. There we go. So you gotta steal a DeLorean? Where we're going, we don't need DeLoreans. Okay, there's a future signpost. Yeah, see? We don't need any DeLorean.
Great!
Oh, that's my cue to hydrate myself. Also, did I just become stuck in the geography? Am I trapped? Nope. So now we're not having a repeat of what happened earlier in Spring Yard Zone. What the hell? Yeah, it was crazy. Like, in Spring Yard Zone earlier in the stream, I like got stuck in just the wrong position to be like bouncing infinitely off of a spring into a bumper, just over and over and over and over and over, with no way to get out from where I was stuck. So I had to start the stage over. It was crazy. I think I even got a clip of that. Alright, I forgot to do this. Do what? What'd you forget to do? Here we go. Should be able to just blaze my way to the end of the stage now. Yes! And make my way into the special zone. Ooh, excuse me. Alright. Let's unassemble some UFOs. There we go. Ah, Xenoblade Chronicles. No update, no new party members, but found old Fry and Fog are brothers. Ah, interesting. Yep. There we go, one more to go. Ah. The last one is always the trickiest one. Oh, gotta get me some more time. Shit, but can I still get this UFO? Yes! Woo! First try! Alright, tally them points. Alright, on to the next zone. Because in this game, they're not called acts, they're called zones. There we go. Nope, no future this time. There we go. Breaking on through. There we go. It's time to go to the past. I misremember them being called zones in all the 2D games. Like, in this game, the acts are called zones, and I don't know what the zones are called. But yeah, in most of the 2D games, the levels were called zones, and the individual parts were called acts. They did things a little bit differently with Sonic CD because Sonic CD was, at its heart, a very experimental game in its own right. You can tell because a lot of this stage design hasn't aged quite as well as with the other 2D games. This was like at a funny part where they were not, where the developers was sort of kind of between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Like, even though Sonic CD came out after Sonic 2, but they still used the same sprites as in Sonic 1. So, yeah, it was a very weird game. It's still a good game. I still think that it holds up. But I have the feeling that if this game wasn't released on the Sega CD way back in the day, if it was like a proper Genesis console game without the need for the Sega CD instead of Sonic 2, that it might have radically changed the course of the development of Sonic games because of the fact that they would be copying Sonic CD's example for subsequent games instead of Sonic 2. Ah, shit. Right. Okay. When it comes this way, it moves a lot slower than when it moves the other two ways. So, I just had to wait for it to come to me. That was all it needed. Yeah, Saturday night. Alright, on to the next stage. Hey, that's my stone. Is it now? There we go. And here comes that boss I was talking about before. And the easiest boss in the series. Work that sucker to death. Come on now, work that sucker to death. Work that sucker to death. Come on now, work that sucker to death. 3 hits, done. Give that back, Stone Thief? I will, once I'm done with it. I'm gonna crack my neck real quick. Ah. 1, 2, 3, kick it. Aha, you can't reach me up here. Oh no! She has been kidnapped. I suppose we gotta go save her now. Going up. Whee! This looks like a nice long straight path that I can take to activate, or aha! Ooh, this is a smooth jam here. Go. Gotta be careful not to lose my rings. There we go. Yokohama Zone. I feel like I should get that reference, but I'm drawing a blank here. Are the rings supposed to be inside the floor? Not necessarily. I think it's because of the fact that that each of the stages in this game has 4 different layouts, 1 for the present, 1 for the past, and 2 for each version of the future. So where they look like they're stuck in the floor, they're not supposed to be in the other time zones or time periods. Like I said, a very experimental game that did a lot of things very weird. There we go. I think that's getting close to the end of the stage, and I still need 4 more rings in order to be able to activate the bonus ring in order to get to the special zone. Sonic Spinball flashbacks? Oh boy. Now there was a game that really tested your mettle. I was just having a thought. Sonic 1 turned out to be a lot shorter than I was anticipating, so I'm thinking maybe, if I end up beating all of the games in Sonic Origins faster than I anticipated, maybe Sonic Spinball is one that I'll visit later on. I'll definitely mull it over. There we go. And no, not the Game Gear version of Sonic Spinball. That one is not all that good. I'm talking the original Genesis version, because I do have, still legally, from the Sega Genesis collection that they had on Steam way back when, I still have Sonic Spinball. Oh. Ah, shit! There you go. The bosses in that was horrifying. Why do they all have Eggman's face? Yeah, that game can be pretty unnerving. Especially the battle cry that the bosses make when you hit them, especially Scorpius. You know the one. Like, no, there was no reason that the game had to make sounds that unsettling. To me, it's weirder if they don't. See, you mentioned how this game will be played in 2 parts. Will the second part be the Game Gear titles? The first part, I plan to have Sonic 1 and Sonic CD, but it's looking like I may be able to fit Sonic 2 in there. Part 2 was planned to have Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I might play Sonic 2 if I beat this game fast enough. And then later on, if I beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles fast enough, I might also take a shot at the Game Gear games. Yes, the screams. There was no reason why a boss in a Sonic the Hedgehog game had to make noises like that. Absolutely unjustified. There we go. Gotta get back to the past. Samurai Jack. There we go. Up and down and all around. There we go. Going down. Oh! Not down fast enough. But... there we go. Now we're making some progress. Or who knows, maybe I'll boot up Sonic Spinball if I beat some of these games fast enough. I mean, hell, Sonic Spinball is such a tough game, it might take me 2 hours to beat it. We'll definitely have to see. The American boss music for the American boss music for this particular game was very unsettling. Between the ominous groaning and the evil laughter. Yeah. By comparison, the Japanese boss scene feels a lot more lighthearted. Alright. Let's see if I can also blaze my way through this stage as well. Probably will once I start getting in the groove of things. Ow. I didn't have any rings to lose that time, so it's all gravy. Alright, got the speed boost. Ah! Okay, maybe blaze is not the right word here, but I will get through this. That's not a matter of if, that's a matter of how long it's gonna take. There we go. Last one. Easy peasy. So I'm guessing it's just as well, Starbler, that I decided to go with the Japanese soundtrack as opposed to the American soundtrack for this game. Alright. Now for one of the more annoying bosses in this game. Ow! And not just because of that trap. Ouch! Not a problem, nope. Yeah, the laughing in the Japanese soundtrack, it sounds more like Eggman's regular laugh. Like the kind of laugh that you would expect from Eggman these days. See, yeah, the evil Santa Claus laugh. That's what it is. Eggman's laugh is an evil Santa Claus laugh. Here we go. That didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it might. Not that I'm complaining, of course. Alright. Now for a version of the Labyrinth Zone, which isn't completely awful. Still not great, but it's not nearly as frustrating and enraging as the original Labyrinth Zone was. Ooh, that could have been bad. I guess I'm not going that way, because the switch is on the side that I am not as easily able to get to, so... To the future! Oh, now this song is a jam. What? What? When you really think about it, wading through this particular water cannot be good for Sonic's health. There's a reason why people tend to get sick when there's floods, and that's because flood water tends to carry all kinds of nasty stuff. Animal waste, chemical runoff. There's gonna be bound to be a lot of chemical runoff in the bad future, so you can bet Sonic's gonna come out of this with gastroenteritis. And yes, I am speaking from experience on that front. Alright. Cool detail I noticed about Tails' Transformer wingtail. And that makes the wing parts that make up the back of the plane and form the twin tail. Ah! That is a very neat little detail they added. Oh damn, that just reminded me. You know what would be really cool? You mentioned earlier that that Nickelodeon's involvement in the development of Cross Worlds is likely a result of the fact that Sega collaborated with Paramount, which is the parent company for Nickelodeon, on the filming of the Sonic movies. You know what else Paramount has a hand in making? Transformers. Now, how cool would it be if we wound up getting Transformers-themed vehicles and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds? How cool would it be to have like a Megatron tank or an Optimus Prime truck that you could drive in the game? Alright, here's where the special stages start to get very tricky. Ah! Alright, there's one. There we go. Ah! It's okay, we got this. Ah! Turn, 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 turn. That's 3. We're halfway there. Two more. Ah! Let's get more time. Ah! All right, we got more time. Ah. There we go. Bingo! First try! Now, how cool would it be if we had a Sonic stage that was based specifically on this backdrop? Then again, I guess we sort of kind of did, because it gives me very strong chemical plant vibes. Alright, going down. Going down some more. I guess I'm not going that way. I'll just have to go this way instead. I just had a thought. This stage sort of kind of reminds me of... Ow! Now that robot was an asshole. This stage sort of kind of reminds me of a mix of Labyrinth Zone and Spring Yard Zone. There we go. Got some oxygen. Anything good over this way? Yes, 23 rings. Ew. Oh, first try on that one. I usually have a little bit of trouble getting up on that. And now we got us a free ticket back to the past. Ah! Nearly went too far in the wrong direction. I don't want to go back to the future yet. I just got here. Eddie, we just got here. An idea bouncing around in my head. A dogfight between Wingtail and Starscream in their vehicle forms. Now that would be cool. That would be very cool. You know what they gotta make now too? They gotta make Transformers based off of Knuckles and Eggman. Like, I don't know what kind of vehicle they would have for Knuckles, since Knuckles doesn't really have an official vehicle of his own, but I imagine it would be some sort of like boring drilling vehicle. And for Eggman though, they could easily make a Transformer based off of his hover pod. So you're gonna take us back to the past to collect the Chaos Emeralds and run fast? You know it! Ugh! Knuckles gets an excavator. Yeah, that was what I was just thinking. Knuckles gets an excavator of some kind. Rouge gets a luxury sports car of her own. Eggman gets his hover pod. Eggman is easy to figure out. Shadow gets his motorcycle. Shadow gets a Transformer based off of his motorcycle. We might as well salvage what we can from his first solo game, because I always maintained the first solo game had interesting ideas and wasn't nearly as awful as a lot of people make it out to be. Its main problem was that the ideas that it had weren't executed very well, including the idea to make a Sonic game that was darker and edgier and broodier for no apparent reason other than to make it darker and edgier and broodier. Now, Shadow Generations was also dark and edgy and broody, but at the very least it did so in a way that did not make it seem like it was trying specifically to appeal to the counterculture emo crowd, but rather to those who were invested in Shadow's lore and wanted to see an honest-to-goodness conclusion to his character development arc, as well as some honest-to-goodness characterization, because for the longest time, Sega was button heads with Ian Flynn about Shadow's characterization to such a degree that for the longest time, Ian Flynn just didn't write him in the comics until he and Sega finally came to a compromise where they were basically able to write Shadow as something other than just a furry version of Vegeta. He thinks Shadow's bike survived. He still has one in the racing games. Which racing games? And it was used in the comics, including the DC crossover. Ah, right. And they also did something like that for the movie as well. Right. Thank you for reminding me. I was exactly the target demographic for Shadow. Whoa. Okay, if you're photosensitive, you may want to look away for this particular special stage. Got all the way to Final Haunt. Got stuck, decided it wasn't worth beating, never did. Yeah. I got it because as much of a Sonic fan as I am these days, because I never stopped being a Sonic fan, but I was especially an annoying Sonic fan. I was more of a Sonic fan boy back when I was like in school. Like the really obnoxious kind. Yeah, the kind that even tried defending Sonic 06, which I can't really do much of anymore. I still maintain 06 had good ideas, but they were executed even worse than the ones for Shadow. Sonic All-Stars Racing game. Ah, right. I was thinking specifically about All-Stars Racing Transform because Shadow didn't really have a bike in that one. He had more like a military mini tank in that one. But now that I am thinking back on it, he did have the bike in the first All-Stars Racing game. I'm gonna need to get me some more time. turn. Shit. Turn. Okay. Oh! Nearly beat that one. But that's okay, I got more time. Ah! Now I'm gonna need more time again! There we go, the flight pattern of that blue UFO was very easy to anticipate. Wait. Shadow was going to be rated T and have actual swears. Wait, they actually had recordings of Shadow saying fuck? That's the first I've heard of it. What I recall hearing was that it was going to be rated teen because the aliens were bleeding like purple blood that could be seen as red, but they switched it to green in order to get the E10 rating, which, didn't they make that specifically for Shadow the Hedgehog? Also, heads up for everyone, there's another ad break coming up in 3 minutes, or you know what? It's close enough to 9 o'clock now that I can go ahead and take my regular break, because I gotta go pee anyway. And we'll never see the light of day. Alas and alack. Alright, I'm gonna get up and go use the restroom. I'll go ahead and run the ads in the meantime, and I should be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So, everyone behave, don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Captain of the Stars, what is your wisdom? Don't just be ungovernable, be unmarketable. Hey everybody, how's it going? KG here, and tonight we are continuing our playthrough of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. When last we left off, we started... Oh! Hey RPG Reggie, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by. Okay, give me a second. There we go.
Whoa!
Talk about your blue balls.
That was terrible.
Whee! Whee! Yo, what's up? Oh, that was just perfect. I kicked him right into that room. I gotta get a clip of that. Come on, give me something to shoot. Oh yeah, open wide. This weapon's giving me a god complex. Yes. Another counterattack! Is this guy untouched? Oh! Za108 saving Sparkster this time! Thus is Andy once again our king of the ring. Somebody clip that right now! There we go. Now we're gonna catch up. Oh! That was well timed. Oh! Are we gonna steal? Are we gonna? Yes! It's just my particulates! Whew! Anyways, let me catch up with chat real quick. He said the thing! He said the thing! He said the thing! There we go. You just stay in here. Yes, he is unconscious. He is in the toilets, unconscious. You ever have a case of diarrhea and you're having such a hard time passing it, you strain yourself so hard that you actually fall unconscious while you're on the throne? I've been told that that is a blood pressure issue, and if that's ever happened, you really should go see a doctor. can't take a shot at it, but she can put down a claymore.
A deadly trap.
Claymore is now in place. Now I just need someone to shoot it.
Closing on target position now.
Will it reach? Yes! Yes! I will set off the claymore with the grenade!
Take this!
I will use one explosive to set off another explosive! Double boom butts, baby! Captain of the Stars, what is your wisdom? Have you ever heard of the mind-controlled air freshener? It makes sense when you think about it. Alrighty, I'm back. Y'all miss me? Let's get back to it, shall we? Let me get my windows back up where they belong and continue. So, from Jason Griffith himself, they weren't sure if it was going to be rated T or M, so they had him record 2 versions of every line. So there's hours of them saying fuck? Okay. Okay. I'm kind of glad that they decided not to go with the versions of them saying fuck, because... yeah, no. I'll joke about it, I'll say let Sonic say fuck, but I don't really mean it. There we go, couple more time. Alright, need to lock in. Get more time. Got more time. Wait. Now! Bingo! Whew. Yeah, it would have been a bit much. Yeah. Heck, we all thought that it was a bit much when they were just restricting themselves to damn and hell. Whew. That's 7 stones. Oh wait, no, that's not 7 stones. That's 6 stones. I know how to count. Here we go. Still would be funny if we got just one though. I suppose just the one would be funny enough, as it were. But then again, I'm not entirely heartbroken that we will never find out. And part of the reason for that is because we all have seen the post that Adi Shankar made like after the release of the DMC series on Netflix about how he would go about making a Sonic the Hedgehog series, and no, we do not need a Sonic series in which Tails is dead within the first episode. No, we already have plenty of that, as it were, in fan games way back in the day. You have not seen that post? You know what? Let me look that up. I'll look it up on a private window as well. So, Adi Shankar Sonic. Hang on, I'm looking for a post. Tails dead. Maybe if I put that in. Let's see. Hold on, I'm not looking for a YouTube video. Oh, I know that the thing that I'm looking for. I know the thing that I am looking for. I know that maybe if I look through my Blue Sky posts and see the. Or, hold on. I'm still looking. I am still looking. And for all we know, he could have deleted it. But either way, you didn't really miss much. And Adi Shankar seems to have embraced this idea that every single video game that he adapts to animation has to be like dark and brooding and edgy, and like that is a high schooler's line of thinking. That is the line of thinking of somebody in high school or even someone in middle school who is trying to prove that he is so mature and that he is so above the kiddie stuff. Like, in his twisted mind, Kingdom Hearts would, the story of Kingdom Hearts would have Kairi being brutally eviscerated within the first episode. And King Mickey would be an absolute bastard and a despot. Blah, 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 blah. No. I am well past the point in my life when I am looking forward to things that are dark and brooding. I much prefer things that are bright and colorful and optimistic. Some people compare him to Uwe Boll seems accurate. More and more by the day, yes. And the really unfortunate thing about it is that, unlike with Uwe Boll, a lot of people seem to have mistakenly believed that he is some sort of cinematic genius. And now word is getting around that he is now working on an official animated adaptation of Duke Nukem, and I'm like, yeah, this series is going to be completely and utterly joyless. And they're probably not even going to bother to get John St. John, or what's his name, John St. Peter, the original voice actor for Duke Nukem, to reprise his role. Like, at the very least, in the case of the decision to recast Dante to Johnny Young Bosch, that could be partially explained by the fact that his original voice actor, Ruben Langdon, was A, retired from voice acting, and B, considered toxic because of the fact that he had cancelable opinions on social media, including conspiracy theorist leanings. Yeah, the worst that could be said about Duke Nukem's voice actor was the fact that he tried really hard to try and salvage Duke Nukem Forever, even though that game wasn't really worth the effort to try and salvage. But that could at the very least be excused by the fact that he had such a fond spot in his heart for the character, and that he kind of wanted the game to be received for no other reason than because Duke Nukem was a character that was very near and dear to him. He was also Big the Cat. Yeah, from what I heard, he really did not like the role of Big the Cat. Like, he went out of his way to forget how to do the Big the Cat voice. Which is really too bad because that's my favorite voice role from him aside from Duke. But when you really think about it, even way back in the early days of Sonic voice acting in games, they had quite a few surprising talents on their cast. Like, for one, we had John St. John as the voice of Big the Cat. And then we got the amazing Lonnie Manila doing both background voices for Sonic Adventure and then becoming Rouge the Bat and Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. And Lonnie Manila can do it all. She's got, you know what I think of when I think of Lonnie Manila? I think that she is like the female second coming of Mel Blanc. Because you got her roles like Rouge the Bat, you got Nancy Drew in the video game and some of the animated adaptations of the character, and then you have the likes of Ivy from the Soul Calibur games, starting with Soul Calibur 4, if memory serves correctly. You have Eve, the female Krogan from Mass Effect 3, and notably, the only Krogan whose voice was not put through a filter, like was the case with Rex and Grunt. Lonnie's most surprising role was the zombies in The Last of Us. Not really when you think about it, because voicing a zombie, at least in theory, isn't that hard. in theory, it doesn't sound that hard. In practice, it can be really hard, especially in the case of the Last of Us zombies, because they have that really guttural, growly quality to them. That kind of quality to them. On the subject of which, Liam O'Brien also did some voice acting as zombies in The Last of Us. Now hold that thought, because I gotta get me some more time. Alright. But that's the thing that a lot of people don't truly understand or appreciate about voice acting until they actually see it done or try it themselves, is the fact that it is not just reading lines off the script. It is also very physically demanding work. Consider... Hold that thought. I need to get more time. There we go. Consider Sean Shammel's role as Goku, specifically in the Majin Buu arc of Dragon Ball Z. The first time that Goku powered up to Super Saiyan 3, there was a lot of screaming during that particular scene. So much so that, if memory serves me correctly, I think Sean said that he actually passed out during that particular scene. And when I met Steve Bloom at an anime convention one year, he was talking about how he and Fred Tatasciore were originally put in the same recording booth when they were doing Hulk versus Wolverine. And they were really getting into it. Their arms were flailing and they were accidentally knocking each other around with their arms while they were getting into their roles in the fighting scene. So eventually they had to do the voice acting recording for the battle scenes in separate rooms, specifically so they don't accidentally bludgeon one another into a hospital room while trying to, while voicing characters who are bludgeoning one another. It is a very physically demanding job, is what I'm getting at. Oh, damn it. This is always the hardest stage of all the special stages. Now I'm gonna need me some more time. Okay, at the very least, getting some extra time in this particular stage isn't as difficult as it can be in the other stages. That one UFO is going to be a problem because it keeps flying over a large body of water. Here we go. Here we go. I watched the behind the scenes of Bleach Season 2 and Ichigo's voice actor almost passed out during one scene of screaming. Yeah! And if I recall correctly, this is also something that I sort of kind of half remember, but I think Bryce Papenbrook said during his time on Sword Art Online when he was doing one of Kirito's battle cries that he strained himself so hard that he got a nosebleed. Matter of fact, after I clear this particular stage, because I need to lock in right now, because I'm in the groove right now, I'll see if I can confirm that. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Bryce Papenbrook, Kirito nosebleed. Or was it his role as Eren Yeager? Maybe it was something I read on TV Tropes? Come on, I'll find it. Let's see. Kirito scream, or is it Eren Yeager scream? I can't look it up. I can't find it very quickly, so I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, it's like I've been saying. There is a reason why the voice actors have been very, very adamant about having their about getting their due. Hey, Mitzi, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by. Might I ask how you came upon my streams? But that is the thing that a lot of people do not get about voice acting, and it's why voice actors have, especially in recent years, been very adamant about getting due compensation in video games, and especially in regards to protection from being scalped by AI. Ow. It's because of the fact that it is not just simply reading lines up the script. It is straight up acting. And acting can be a physically demanding profession. It may not be quite as physically demanding as on-stage acting, but it does take a physical toll of its own kind. There we go. Oh, you two are friends. Cool. We're killing it so far. There we go. Whee! Up and down and all around. Now for the treadmill from hell. There we go. Once again, easy, boss. Oh, Mitty, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Star Rangers. Ow, 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 ow. Run. Okay. That wasn't quite the smart play there. There we go. Once I get into the rhythm of this, the rest should be relatively effortless. Yep. Speeder's starting to get a little toasty there. Why is the bomb grenade so expensive? Because otherwise I would be bombed within an inch of my life. Can't imagine this boss with the other soundtrack. No. That boss was complete and utter slapstick. It did not need the ominous drone and the evil laughter. No. There we go. Here's where it starts to get tricky. Yep. What am I playing on? PlayStation 5. Ooh, that's cold. But I also have this game on PC, mainly to play off of my Steam Deck when I'm out and about. Yeah, PS5, that's what, yeah. There we go. Woo. There we go. Yeah, it's the Origins collection of the older Sonic games that have been re-released. Re-released and remade, I believe. They have all been remade in the same gameplay engine that they use for Sonic Mania, which is based off of the engine that they used for the PC port of Sonic CD that was released on Steam some years ago. Looks like a Nintendo game from the 90s. It came out around that time, yeah. As a matter of fact, that is why I chose to start off with this game on my Sonic Week, because one, it's June 23rd, which is the anniversary of Sonic's debut, and two, I thought that there would be no better place to start than at the very, 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 very beginning. Yeah, the 90s were my heyday. That was when I grew up. Right, it was on Sega CD, which was a console add-on for the Genesis, so... But yeah, in comparison to the other Sonic games, CD was more of a sleeper hit because while it was a good game, it was also released on the Sega CD, which was not very well received in its time. Mainly because most of the games on it were like really crappy FMV games. Although there were some games on the Sega CD that did take advantage of the CD medium. It didn't even exist in the 90s. Ah. So yeah, as you can probably surmise, I am old. I am decrepit. But yeah, games like these were my jam back when I was a kid. Oop, there we go. I was born in 95, so you're gonna be 30 soon? Ah, well, happy early birthday. Hey, Gramps. Hey, Sonny. Or is that Lassie? There we go. There we go. There we go. Oops. Gotta try that again. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. Ow! That's okay. We got this. He has nowhere left to run. Ooh, there's the cheat. Oh, wow. Eggman's got some major leg power. This is a mad scientist who has not skipped leg day. Now here's one of the best themes in the game. There we go. That'll get me through. Here we go. Now we're motoring. Ow. There we go. Going up. Gotta be careful since I don't have any rings. All right, I'm in good shape again. Oh, and now we're going to the pass. Here we go. Ow. There we go. Almost to the goal. Made it. Gonna take me some sippy. Go work now, Blue. Alright, here we go. There we go. Just vibing. Oh. There we go. Which way do I go now? This way. I think. There we go. Now we're moving. Ow. There we go. Ow. As long as I can hold on to this ring, I am good. Up and over. There we go. Oh. Let's try again. Pew! Ah! Again! I guess I'm not going anywhere that way. Ah! Let's see. Ah! Damn it! How do I proceed from here? Let's see. There we go. I seem to have unstuck myself in that particular area. But I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Alright, well, there we go. We'll take a different route. There we go. Woo! Flexible schedule? Oh, wow. Yeah. Man, I wish when I was in retail, hell, my schedule was quite so flexible. Alright. Phew. That was getting kind of crazy there towards the end. Alright, here we go. The match you've all been waiting for. Uh-oh, just ran out of cookies? That's not good. On your marks, gentlemen! Go! Ow. What? Move back just a bit. There we go. And that'll let me start overtaking him. Ow! I need more speed! Ah! That's the yeah. Metal Sonic should be used more. Yeah! The hell is the listen to the background music once the once the race starts with Metal Sonic, listen carefully to the background and you'll hear the Wait. Yeah, that's the There we go. It's a meme from a game dev sound pack. Aha! Okay. Like, I knew the sound was iconic in its own way, but I wasn't aware that it was like an actual bona fide meme. There we go. Go, 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 go. So close. Ha-ha! You're too slow. Here we go. Another VTuber has it as a sound redeem. Maybe I should get it as a sound redeem too. That sounds like a great idea. Ow. There we go. Now for some Sonic Speed Rap. Speaking of 24, I have more channel points until Gorgon. Yay! Wow. Our redeems are too expensive? I was wondering about that. I may adjust the prices later. Ow. Let me go. Let me go. Ah! Shit! There you go. Don't get crushed. Phew. Going up. There we go. There we go. Careful, 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 careful. Phew. Alright. There we go. Minute 26. You should speed up the redeem sounds and make it a few seconds longer. Yeah, I'll give that some thought. There we go. There we go. Going up. Going up. Got me a shield. 4 to 5, 2, and no, 2, 5, 2, and it's too slow. Right. You think that they're fine? Okay. I'm taking everybody's ideas into consideration. Like, maybe I'll make some of the redeems a little cheaper. Not all of them, but maybe some of them. Like I said, I'm giving it serious thought. I'm not gonna make any decisions right now when I'm in the middle of the stream, but I'll definitely keep it in mind. Oh, let's get that checkpoint. Because knowing my luck, I'll likely run into something that kills me later, and I will be wishing that I had hit that checkpoint. Better to get it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Pick up, pick up, pick up! There we go. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk right over you. Alright, let this bomb go off. That didn't go so well. Ah! I'm slow! There we go. Going up. There we go. Going up. There we go. Ooh, that was close. Here we go. You can really see the tech upgrade between the Genesis and the CD. Yeah! The CD medium had a lot more space to work on, so that's what allowed for these much more complex and colorful stages. Ah! Who put those spikes there? Alright, now I gotta be very careful. Other side. One more. And then I should be able to get over the hump. Like so. Phew. Alright, we've made it to the final stage. Let's bring it on home. Here. Ow! With such a good future, you'd think there wouldn't be a need for those giant buzzsaw traps. There we go. Ah! Shit! Alright, let's try that again. Here we go. I think the 2D Sonic, a 2D Sonic game, Mario Maker would slap. Yes! There's actually a fan game in development along those lines called Sonic Studio. There's no ETA on when it's coming out, but it's one that I'm definitely keeping my eye on. Ah! Why is it too hard to get to the final boss from here? There is nothing good about this future! Okay. Now. Alright, let's try this again. Ow. Why? Ugh. I'm having Mega Man X flashbacks. Oh, you need to have some chill. I got chill. Just not right at the second. Okay. Nice and. Oh! Now that was just malicious on the game's part. Here we go. As I've always said, it's just a matter of persistence. Ain't no chill in this. Alas and alack. Ow. Ah! When did this get so hard? There we go. There's nothing chill about this level. No! They went balls to the walls for this particular stage. Wait. There's one. Ow. There we go. Yeah, I've got patience. Like I just said before, it's a matter of persistence. Thankfully, once you get to the actual boss, things get a little bit easier. Because with this boss, I could just pretty much raw dog it. Or grab. Oh, shut up. Yeah, see? We got this. Alright, it's gonna be coming down now. Which gives the perfect opportunity to get that hidden. Is this the bad version of this level? Like the good version is harder to make you earn the ending? I honestly don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the same boss, regardless of if it's the good future or the bad future. And it's actually really easy. Like, getting to the boss itself is the hard part. Actually fighting him, that's easy. Now, who's ready for some more bangers? Take me some sippy. I know nothing about this game, so yeah. What you need to know about this game is that it's good, and the music especially. The composers for this game, and the animators for that matter too. This animation still holds up even after 1993. There's a reason that Tyson Test takes inspiration from this depiction of Sonic. Yes, this is peak 2D Sonic. You only know Robotnik and Sonic? Oh, do I have so much to teach you. I have got so much that I can teach you. Consider this entire week worth of streams to be an educational experience. In the end, who's on your side? Who can you trust in the middle of the night?
Where will you be? If you can't find you, there's no place to go. Nothing to do. If you gotta do something, you gotta do something. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, the audio mixing during this particular part is kind of weird. I'll adjust it back to its normal levels after the song finishes. Don't want to go to school today? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Having trouble in school?
Keep it all the same as you move along in your life.
Keep an open mind and don't forget that you gotta do something. Believe in yourself. Hey! Can we skip past the credits or no? Oh wait, yeah we can. Alright. Here we go. Until you pointed out I thought the cutscenes was yeah. These specific cutscenes here, they were added for Sonic Origins. The ones that you saw, the intro and the ending credits for Sonic CD, those were originally from Sonic CD. Only have 1 year of school left and then no more hell. Well, I'm rooting for you. See you next game! Okay. I actually want to save Sonic 2 for tomorrow. So yeah, I wound up getting through those games a lot faster than I thought that I did. So we will continue with Sonic 2 tomorrow, but we still got some time to explore some of the Game Gear games. 1 or 2 of them, I reckon. So let's play some Sonic the Hedgehog 1 as it appeared on the Game Gear. Love that crunchy 8-bit sound. Think you're gonna need it? Alright. So the Game Gear games in particular went in a different direction than the Genesis games, in large part because of technological limitations. So while Sonic on the Game Gear does retain some of the stages from the Genesis original, it also did had a lot of original stages and a lot of original music of its own. Good to get some boost from the ancients? Yep. There we go. Ah! Ouch! Let me at least get some rings to finish the stage on. There we go. I'm the ancient here? I mean, you're not wrong, but also rude. Sounds cool as fuck. It is. It absolutely is. Oh, don't worry. I'm just joking with you, Mitzi. Don't worry about it. And you'll find that I'm not very quick to anger in these streams. There aren't many streamers out there that are as chill as me. Well, relatively speaking, when I really get into it, I get hot-blooded as all get out. But I very rarely take issue with people making fun of me. Like, you should see how relentlessly my mods bully me. Gonna keep calling me Gramps? Oh, it's not like I can really do anything to stop ya. Going up. Ah! I need to jump across that gap, it looks like. Let's see. Let's try that again. No, I can't just jump across it. I have to ride that platform across. Here we go. Ow. Wait for the platform to come back. Darn it. Okay, I am very sloppy with this game. There we go. Whoa! For 8-bit, it's still pretty impressive? Yeah. The Game Gear was actually a very surprisingly powerful system for its time. Like, yeah, it was more powerful than the Master System that it was based off of. There's this one VTuber that gets fired up by nothing. So yeah, I try not to get too riled up over things. And sometimes when it seems like I'm getting riled up, it's basically just me being particularly in character or getting myself amped up to kind of amp up my audience in turn. It's very rarely because I'm actually, like, angry at anything. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy peasy. Can't picture anything like this on the standard NES. Yeah, like I said, the Game Gear was pretty powerful for its time, as an 8-bit system goes. The Master System also had some strengths of its own as well, and this game was also released on the Master System. As a matter of fact, the Game Gear's architecture was based off of the Master System, but it's true. You can't really get an experience quite like this on the NES. The closest you can get is Samari, and even then, I have acknowledged you as Joe. Why, thank you. But yeah, the that one was just waiting to mark me. Thankfully, taking it out as easy as taking out its Genesis contemporaries. Yeah, that's a deep cut, Samari. And Samari was pretty impressive for its time too, but it's just really hard replicating Sonic-style gameplay on the NES's architecture. It just simply was not designed for it. Ooh! That was a risky jump, but I pulled it off. Damn, I am a dare... And I got marked. Now you're thinking of the Granddad! Flintstones! Oh, Granddad! What the fuck? Granddad? Granddad! What the shit, Granddad? Alright, well, that was Sonic on the Game Gear. I might do a full playthrough of that one of these days, but that was just a small sampling. It's right around the time of the development of Sonic 2 for the Game Gear that the games actually started differentiating themselves more on the Game Gear. Also, very fun fact, the Game Gear version of Sonic 2 actually precedes the Genesis version. So this was the very first appearance of Tails in any video game. And his first appearance was him getting straight up kidnapped. A bootleg game with Sonic and Mario? Which one? There were so many. As a matter of fact, I think there was like a bootleg fighting game that had Sonic and Mario in it. Sonic Drift, the one everyone forgets about. But can you blame them? The only Sonic Drift game that we got was Sonic Drift 2. And Sonic Drift 2 was pretty good, but I bet there were a lot of people who were confused, like, Sonic Drift 2? Where was Sonic Drift 1? Here we go. Yeah, Sonic 2 on the Game Gear had its own strengths, but it's also one of the weaker entries out of the 8-bit titles, specifically because of the fact that the screen is so small, so it makes many of the platforming segments a lot more difficult than they need to be. But this was also the first Sonic game that these particular developers were working on, and they do get... Ow! Hot, hot, hot! The soup! And they do get better as they go on with Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble. And then they sort of kind of beeped it with Sonic Blast. I was just explaining what Samari was. Yeah, this is completely different. Yeah, this is entirely different. The development of the handheld games went off at a completely different trajectory than the ones for the Genesis. And part of that comes down, like I said, to the fact that the Game Gear's architecture wasn't as powerful as the Genesis, so they had to be a lot more creative about what they did with Sonic games for the handhelds because of the fact that, from a technological standpoint, they had a little less to work on. And they had a little less to work with. Oh! That didn't go so well. This is almost out of Griff's era. It is out of my era. I was there when the first Sonic game was released. I very, very, very clearly remember playing it on my dad's friend's Sega Genesis before we had one of his own. Like, my dad would take me to see one of his biker friends, and his biker friend had a Sega Genesis, and on the Sega Genesis he had Sonic the Hedgehog and Road Rash 2. And I had a lot of fun with those games. And then I got my own Sega Genesis, and it had Sonic 2, and that pretty much set the course of my life right then and there. The Sonic Chaos was the point where the handheld games started really coming into their own and started to not only find their own identity, but also started to get good. Of course you were there. Yes, I do not recite the old lore to me. I was there when it was written. So yeah, this was the first game that allows you to play as Tails on the handheld. And I will say, the handheld games had their own bops when it came to music. There we go. Also, you never saw jet shoes on the Genesis games. Do not cite the old chili dog recipe to me from the pages of the Archie comics. I was there when it was penned and inked and colored. Alright, I think that should just about do it for this particular stream because I really do want to save the best for later. And the best, of course, being Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I think this is actually a pretty good wrapping up point for tonight. So, let's step into my office, shall we? I trust everybody is having a fun time watching the classic Sonic games, the old lore, if you will. Because it cannot be understated how big of an inspiration and how important an influence Sonic has been to me, not just as a creative individual and a streamer and an artist, but also as a person in general, because these games helped to shape me into the kind of man that I am today. And I am very thankful to Sega for having created them, and that is why I like to take a week out of every year in June to celebrate these games, because I just love them so much, and I always look forward to when we get a new Sonic game coming out. Even if the Sonic game turns out to be not so good, like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06, especially Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Can you read some of the lines from an ancient Japanese book for me? I wonder how books written... I could probably recite some of the old lore from the Japanese instruction manuals, because the lore for those ones actually go off in a slightly different direction than the one from the American manuals. Case in point, we don't talk about Sonic Boom. At least not about the games. The cartoon, on the other hand, the Sonic Boom cartoon was actually pretty good. So anyways, in the manuals for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Genesis, for the American version of the game, The lore was that Tails was picked on because of the fact that he had 2 tails until he became friends with Sonic and learned how to fly under his own power using his tails. In the Japanese version, Sonic was had a chance encounter with Tails while exploring West Side Island, and Tails just kind of followed him and became friends with him. Let's see, what were Sonic like a millennia ago? I don't know if we go that far back. I suppose back in the day, we didn't necessarily call them hedgehogs. We called them needle mice. Let me snooze that ad break because... Hold on a second. Let me silence the phone for a second because I'm just now wrapping up and I'll call them back in just a second. So, let's see who we can raid out to tonight. Let's see. Who do we have tonight? Oh, I know who we have tonight. We can raid out to Huchu tonight because, like I was saying when we raided out to her yesterday as well, Huchu helped to make the logo for my upcoming 2.0 model. So, let me put together a raid message first and foremost. There we go, that'll do. And before I wrap up, of course, once I find my window here, Sonic died, needle mouse. Alright, before we wrap up, of course, let me drop my Blue Sky link in case anybody wishes to follow me there. 1.7 thousand followers and counting, as well as my Discord link, which is the best place to keep up with everything going on with the streams, including the upcoming 2.0 model. For tonight's raid message, must move with haste. And let's pass it on to Huchu, shall we? Raid is established, and with that, I am calling it a night. So my thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. My thanks to everybody who also followed as well. Next stream will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. when we continue Sonic Origins with Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Until then, everybody take care, stay heroic, and I will see you all out. No, I mean 2.0. And I will see you all out there. Star speed, everybody.